Moscow, January 2006. Over a year after the events of the first movie, Night Watch, Anton Gorodetsky and his trainee Sveta are driving near the Moscow Expo Center. Sveta is reading about the legendary Chalk of Fate, said to have the power to alter destiny. Suddenly, a report comes in. A dark other has attacked an old woman nearby using a life force draining needle. They respond quickly. Sveta chases the masked attacker into the gloom, reaching the second level where only powerful others can go. Anton can't follow at first. The attacker stabs Sveta. She unmasks him. It's Anton's son, Egor. Before she can strike back, Anton breaks through and pulls her out. Later, at Cafe Zoar, Sveta asks why Anton protected the Dark One. Their boss, Geser, Lord of the Light, warns Anton against romantic ties with trainees. But it's too late. Anton already loves Sveta. After she leaves, a drunken Anton reads more about the Chalk's legend, gets his food wrapped, and stumbles home. Zavulon, leader of the Darks, and his fiancée, Alisa, are inspecting Hotel Cosmos for Yegor's upcoming 14th birthday when Egor bursts in, upset after being chased into second-level gloom. Zavulon then gets a call about the attack on the old woman and the ski mask left behind that could implicate Egor. The mask is in the Night Watch archives, so Zavulon sends Egor's teacher, Galina, to ask Anton to retrieve it. Anton refuses, but later sneaks in and takes it. While there, he also reads about the Chalk of Fate, confirming Tamerlane was buried in Samarkand, possibly holding it, and that Geser once tried to access the tomb in 1941, but was denied. That night, Galina is murdered. The Dark suspect Anton, killing between light and dark sides, is forbidden by truce. So Zavulon orders Alisa to dig up proof. Alisa questions Galina's daughter, who denies knowing Anton. She then talks to Anton's neighbor, Kostya, a vampire who hasn't yet fed on humans. He admits seeing Anton with Galina the night she died. Geser learns of Galina's murder and Anton's accusation, but knows Anton was in the archives at the time, something Anton won't admit as it would incriminate his son. To protect him, Geser has Anton switch bodies with Olga and sends him to stay with Sveta. Though Sveta senses something is off, she dismisses it and confides her feelings for Anton to Olga. At her apartment, Sveta showers while Anton awkwardly handles the kitchen. Asked to bring a towel, Anton is mesmerized and admits the truth. Sveta is briefly angry, but they soon embrace in the shower. Later, they dine at a Chinese restaurant. Meanwhile, Alisa visits Kostya and tells him they suspect a body swap. She asks if he'd recognize Anton in another form, but Kostya is unsure. As she caresses his hand, he notices a magical ring on her finger, winking her emotions to Zavulon. She can't remove it, but that doesn't stop her from kissing Kostya as they drive around in her Mazda. At the Chinese restaurant, Anton accidentally enters the men's room and finds a dead Dark. Realizing it's a setup, Sveta and Anton flee, only to run into Geser's car now surrounded by Zavulon and his forces. Zavulon announces formal murder charges against Anton. Knowing Anton is in Olga's body, the Dark sees Olga. Sveta tries to intervene, and when Geser stops her, she uses her powers to summon a bus that slams into Zavulon. Enraged, he attacks with a live wire, but Anton escapes in a taxi, calls a contact in Samarkand to access Tamerlane's tomb, and tells Anton they must switch back, meeting at the airport in 30 minutes. Meanwhile, 2 Inquisition agents give Geser until dawn to clear Anton's name, or they'll issue a kill order. Any protests will be denied, and war will follow if Geser refuses. He's out of options. Anton and Olga switch back to their own bodies in an airport elevator. Anton boards a flight to Samarkand, with Olga joining him. After a brief power struggle, Olga lets the plane take off. In the air, she admits the chalk isn't in Tamerlane's hand. She searched for it in 1941. Meanwhile, Geser tells Sveta how he once broke the truce and Olga took the fall, explaining his reluctance to act. On the plane, Olga reveals that Zoar, Tamerlane's right-hand man, warned her that opening the tomb would start a war. Anton realizes the clue, right hand, means that Chalk is with Zoar. They use their powers to turn the plane back, unaware Zavulon's spy is listening. Back in Moscow, Anton goes to Cafe Zoar. Zoar gives him the chalk and tells him to write his wish on the blackboard. Anton writes Egor, and Egor appears. They embrace. While Anton gets food, Yegor answers a call from Sveta and cruelly tells her to stop calling. Anton has a family. When Anton returns, Yegor begs him to come home, but Anton refuses. Upset, Yegor smashes the phone and storms out. Zor explains that chalk didn't work because the wish must be made where Anton sealed his fate, his old apartment where he plotted his unborn son's death. As Anton leaves, he finds the chalk missing. Yegor took it. At 1 a.m., Anton calls Irina to speak with Yegor, but she says he's asleep. After hanging up, she checks and finds Yegor gone. He's with Zavulon getting a haircut. Yegor gives Zavulon the chalk, which Zavulon can't touch, so he suggests giving it to Alisa. Anton tries to hitch a ride to the expo center, but realizes the driver is a dark. He escapes by grabbing Papugai's car, then dives into the gloom via a metro sign. With darks closing in, he boards a moving train and escapes. Meanwhile, Sveta, Geser, and Olga search for Anton at Cafe Tsar, but only find his smashed phone. Upon hearing that Yegor has the chalk, Sveta sneaks out and takes a taxi. She visits Kostya and his father Valeriy. When she recognizes Kostya as a vampire, he lunges at her, but Valeriy pulls him back. Sveta leaves peacefully. Struggling with his vampirism, Kostya puts on his coat and heads out alone. At the Cosmos, Alisa gets ready for Yegor's party and hides the chalk in her cleavage. On a whim, she writes Kostya on the wall. He immediately shows up, wanting to run away with her. Alisa explains she can't. The ring she wears links her emotions to Zavulon. Kostya offers to help remove it, but Zavulon arounds. Alisa covers, saying Kostya is there to help identify Anton if he's body swapped. Meanwhile, Anton reaches a payphone but is attacked by Papugai. After a brief fight, Anton presses Papugai's face into snow, molds the impression to his own face, and magically takes on Papugai's appearance to sneak into the party. But after calling someone the wrong name, he's punched, reverting to his real face. To escape, he jumps into the gloom and searches for Yegor. Anton stumbles into the banquet hall where the Darks are celebrating Yegor's birthday. Zavulon hands him a mic, and Anton offers a heartfelt toast, unaware his drink has been spiked with blood, which hits him like strong alcohol. Anton, dazed as if drunk, laughs and mingles with the Darks. Alisa asks Zavulon if she should alert the Inquisition about Anton's presence, but Zavulon tells her to wait. Sveta hasn't arrived yet. According to legend, if Sveta and Yegor, the two great ones, meet and even one drop of blood is spilled, it will trigger the world's end and shift the balance between light and dark. This party was arranged for that moment. Zavulon informs Anton the Inquisition is coming for him, but Anton just laughs and asks the crowd, "Do you really want to know who killed Galina?" Just then, Valeriy arrives. Anton reveals the truth. Valeriy made a deal with Zavulon, delay Kostya's vampire registration in exchange for murdering Galina and framing Anton. Two Inquisition agents enter, declare the truce broken, and ask Valeriy if he confesses. He does. Anton is cleared. As Valeriy is taken away, Kostya, enraged, grabs his father's wooden stake and lunges at Zavulon. Zavulon intercepts the attack, pretends to dance with Kostya, and drives the stake into his chest. Alisa leaps up in shock, but Anton grabs her and demands the chalk. Still clutching Kostya's dying body, Zavulon jumps out the window just as a taxi arrives and Sveta steps out. As Sveta enters the banquet hall, Anton sees her and urges her to leave. Watching nearby, Yegor briefly believes his father has turned dark and no longer loves Sveta. But Zavulon, freshly returned, tells him Anton is merely casting shadows, pretending. Wanting Sveta out of his father's life, Yegor recalls stabbing her with a needle in the gloom. He starts sipping juice. And as he drains it, Sveta's life force begins to fade. She collapses, her face aging rapidly. Outside, light agents gather. Olga and Simeon race toward the hotel, but their truck is repeatedly blocked by Darks on bikes and in trucks. Sensing Sveta's life slipping away, Olga calls her. She answers weakly. Olga tells her not to stop breathing or close her eyes. As her truck is rammed, Olga keeps coaching Sveta, urging her to get up and avoid Yegor. Barely managing to stand, Sveta stumbles out of the banquet room. Zavulon hands Yegor a yo-yo, no ordinary toy, but a weapon of mass destruction. Yegor follows Sveta into the hallway, wielding the deadly yo-yo. Sveta refuses to fight and turns away, but Yegor charges at her. They collide with a third person and Yegor falls, just as Geser snaps photos of the moment. Yegor stands, his nose bleeding. A single drop hits the floor. The ancient prophecy is fulfilled. The war between light and dark begins. As chaos erupts, Olga and light agents race through the hotel, urging guests to evacuate. Egor throws the yo-yo at Anton. It splits open, spawning more yo-yos that fly through the hall, destroying everything: food, walls, people. The weapons spread to the city, and within minutes, Moscow is in ruins. Back in the banquet hall, Alisa manages to remove her magic ring by cutting off her finger. Both Zavulon and Anton search for her, but Anton finds her first. She's writing "Kostya lives on the wall. Anton tells her it won't work. She didn't cause his death. He admits that he did. Alisa gives him the chalk. Anton tries to escape, but Sveta and Egor each grab one of his arms, pulling him in opposite directions as the building collapses. A massive shard of glass falls toward him, then time freezes. Only Geser and Anton remain aware. Geser warns Anton the frozen moment won't last. The camera's exposure is brief. Anton must act fast to undo the chaos. He races to the ruined apartment where in 1992 he made the fateful deal with the witch Darya. Climbing to the remains of the old room, he takes out the chalk and writes one word on the wall: no. Time snaps back. It's 1992 again. Anton stands before the dark witch Darya, who asks him if he wants her to cast a spell to kill his ex-wife's unborn child, and if he accepts the sin. As if compelled, Anton quietly replies, no. Leaving the apartment, he passes 3 light agents, Ilya, Lena, and Simeon, in the hall. Simeon asks for a cigarette, but Anton simply says he doesn't smoke and walks on. He's human again, Simeon says to the others. Outside, it's spring and raining. As Anton walks, he passes Sveta. Watching from a bench, Geser and Zavulon place a bet: will Anton recognize her? Geser says yes, Zavulon says no. As Sveta passes, Anton turns, watches her, then hurries to catch up with her. Have we met? He asks. She smiles, maybe we did, and they walk off together. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.